Here's a tutorial on how to create a conversation ad. I'm in the campaign manager. I'm going to see this blue button. I'm going to create a new campaign. I'm going to leave it in the default campaign group, hit next. The objective is going to be lead generation, which is usually what we're doing at the bottom of the funnel. I'm going to leave the geography as the United States. I'm going to specify the targeting. In this case, I'm going to X this off, and I'm going to go with something like Director of IT. And we can see here that Director of Information Technology is what LinkedIn calls this title. So I'm going to select that. I am not going to enable audience expansion. I'm going to select the conversation ad as the ad type. I would enable LinkedIn Audience Network, but it is not an option for this ad type. I'm going to lower the ad budget to $50 per day. My bidding strategy is going to be based on the amount that I'm willing to pay to send my message to people's inboxes. Now, often with other ad types like images, LinkedIn will suggest a certain amount, and it'll also give a range that it recommends. But usually what you can do is put in a really low bid to find out what the actual minimum is that you can pay. Now with LinkedIn message and conversation ads, what I find is that the default often is actually the lowest bid. So if I put in here something like 10 cents, you can see your bid must be at least 95 cents. And that's actually what LinkedIn is putting by default. But I like to just get in the habit of assuming that LinkedIn is wanting me to bid higher than I need to. So I would get in that habit too of putting in a low bid, particularly when it comes to image and video ads. So we're going to leave it at the minimum here of 95 cents. I'm going to hit next and save. I've created the campaign, but now there's the matter of actually creating the ad. So let's do that. We choose the sender, test combo. I'll leave the sender as me. Select the lead gen form. So I'm just going to go with a pre-existing form that I created. And you can create a new one if you wanted to. Hit next. Now, the thing with conversation ads is not only are there multiple calls to action, multiple buttons, but whenever you click one of these, you can then be triaged to another set of options. So if they answered yes to this, then you prompt them with another question. So it can get pretty complicated. That's why generally I like to choose one of these pre-existing templates and go with, for example, drive trials and demos, which is something I would normally do in my situation. And then I would hit next after creating that template, and you can see what the basic template looks like here. And then you can modify it. So hi there, first name, and hi, my name is, well, maybe they don't care what my name is, so I might get straight to the point here. I'd like to delete all of this. I'd like to offer you $200 to get your input on our new AI product to solve your problem in only 1 day. 1 day. And then I might have something like social proof, testimonial, might have something like research proof, promised to deliver Y result in X time, et cetera, et cetera. You can come up with whatever you want. Now, the cool thing about conversation ads is you can add an image that will actually go into the ad itself and not just go next to the ad like conversation or like message ads do. You can choose what your button text says. So it could be schedule your demo. And then it can open the lead gen form. So this is showing the real power of conversation ads is the button, the call to action can go to the lead gen form, which we saw with the message ads, but it can also show the next message. So they get prompted again with a message, or it can send people to the website. Now for the main call to action, I wanted to open the lead gen form. That's the main thing we want them to do, schedule the demo or the consultation. The second one might be something like tell me more, or I like to do something like connect with me on LinkedIn. So this is a bit of a connect with me LinkedIn. A little bit of a softer offer, and then I would just put in my LinkedIn address here. Now you can add another button, and I might say something like start a live chat. And then what that would do is it would go to wherever on your website you might have a live chat. Maybe you have a specific live chat that's dedicated to you or whoever's sending the message. You could put in anything here, like learn more about this offer. And then what you could do is send them to a landing page that's devoted to this ad catering to IT directors and the special offer of $200. You might have a picture of a Visa gift card or something like that. Now, since I don't actually have a URL for this, I'm just going to delete it, but you can see on the preview on the right that it would show up here as the third option. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead with 2 calls to action and hit create. Okay, so we see we're getting an error here. Now, when you get errors with conversation ads, you would go to the view flowchart up at the top right to see where that error is. Now, the cool thing about the flowchart is it gives you this high-level overview of the complexity and the triaging points that happen within the conversation ads. So we see here that this is where the error is there's no URL. Okay, so I would put in here something like this. There's no URL here either. So I might put in HTTP, something like that. And hopefully we can see that it didn't solve all of our errors, and we have errors here too. So I fixed all of the errors just by putting in URLs. You have the option of viewing the preview to see how all these triage points happen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit create. You see that it's automatically in draft. I can send a test message to myself. So we'll see what that test message looks like. Go to my inbox. Oh, here it is. Okay, so there are 2 calls to action buttons. I see some text here. I see that it shows up in my inbox as sponsored. And I can click one of these to open the form, or I can click this, which goes immediately to my LinkedIn page. Happens to be a broken URL, but you can put in your specific website, whatever. Now, after they click that, you see that I'm being prompted again with even more calls to action buttons based on the template that we chose.